What are top sales achievers doing that you're not doing? That may be a question that you've asked yourself. It's certainly a question that's been asked of me many times with the hundreds of companies that I've worked with and probably the tens of thousands of salespeople I've trained. Many have said, what is it that some people do that others aren't doing? What is it that helps enables some salespeople and some businesses to be able to close more sales, to do it quicker, to do it faster, to increase the deal size, or from a business perspective to gain more market share and to be able to really drive the revenues and build a highly profitable business? What is it they do? Now, there are a number of things, but one thing that always stands out to me, and one of the things I teach my clients, is to take a much more systematic approach to selling. So that's what I want to talk about in this video, is how can you take a systematic approach that will actually help you close more sales. Now, before I do that, quick introduction. My name is Brian Conway from achievesuccess.co.uk. I'm a sales consultant. I work primarily with technology companies, but not exclusively, basically helping them grow their top line revenue. That's my one thing, right? More sales. Now, this principle of systemizing the sales process was something that I wouldn't say I learned, but I guess was really reinforced with some work that I did a few years ago with Citrix. So this is how Citrix, at the time anyway, were selling their desktop, DaaS, their desktop as a service proposition. So they would generate a lead and they would call that lead. And their objective, and their only objective for that call, was to get the customer on a demo, to demo their desktop as a service proposition. And their objective, and their only objective of that demo, was to get the customer to commit to a trial. And then obviously the success of that trial should lead to a closed piece of business. So that was the systematic approach to selling. Now, what's interesting about this is the fact that they also knew the conversion rates at each stage of this process. So as an example, and don't quote me on the exact figures here, it's just from a few years ago, so from recollection, it was something like 50% of people that attended a demo would go on to a trial. And 70% people that went through the trial went on to close and buy the service, to subscribe to the service. I think it was actually a free trial, if I recall, at the time, because it was relatively cheap to be able to activate seats. So they were able to do free trials, so really lowering the barrier of entry, which is great. And then obviously with a very high conversion rate, potentially they were able to obviously recoup those costs and spread those costs across the whole process. But this was their system, and it was very systematic and very easy. So you think of it from a salesperson's perspective, you've just got to make a call, book a demo, do the demo, set up a trial, run the trial, close the deal. If you could break down what you do again, into what I often refer to as selling sequences or segments, depending how you look at this, that's the power of being able to do that will help you close more business, I can promise you. Because if you imagine, they knew that if they put 100 people, generated 100 leads, let's say, and could get them into a demo, then 50 people, companies would do a trial, and 70%, 35 of those would become paying customers. So it was very systematic, really easy to forecast, very easy to see how you could tweak. And that's the key. When you've got a system like this, it allows you to optimize the process as well. All right. So let me just explain what I mean here. So let's say you could increase the number of phone calls that you make and people that you book into a demo by just 10%. All right. So you have 110 here. And you could increase, let's say, this by 10% to 60% conversion into a trial. And let's just say you could add another 10% here, getting 80% of those people on trial to buy. What this allows you to do, as I said, is optimize each stage, which improves your sales performance. But what you also get here is a compounding effect. So if you add 10% here, 10% here, 10% here, you actually get a 50%, or over, I think slightly over 50% increase, overall increase in sales revenue, the amount of business you close. And that's one of the things that I work with my clients for. I say, how can we get you a 50% increase in your revenue in the next 6 months? Let's look at the sales processes, and we build out these, this systematic approach to selling, so that we can not only make it easier, because you can teach this and train it, and if you think about some of the biggest brands in the world, like McDonald's, for example, they have a very systematic approach of running their business, and it's why they've been able to scale to the size of organization they are. But slightly different story. But the point being, when you've got this, you can teach it, you can tweak it, you can optimize it, and you can forecast better, and you can grow your top line and close more sales. So I trust that you found that useful. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments. If you have any questions about anything else to do with selling, any other aspects, again, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to shoot a video to get those answered for you. And please do like, share, and comment, subscribe, and all that sort of good stuff. But I trust you can see the power of having a systematic approach to selling, and how that can help you close more deals. And that's one of the things that top sales achievers are doing that maybe you're not. On that note, my name is Brian Conway from achievesuccess.co.uk. Thanks for your time. Take care. Bye-bye.